Welcome to the Catbird Quilts. I'm Kathy Martin, and tomorrow I start a new job. So I have my ironing board and iron out to press my clothes for tomorrow, and while it's out, I have a stack of cut pieces, and I'm gonna make a dent. I have my ironing board out because I just ironed my clothes. I didn't press them, I ironed them, just like I grew up doing, getting ready for my job tomorrow. And while I had my ironing board out and the iron is already hot and steamy and ready to go, I thought I would press some seams of my little triangle blocks, which I'll show you in just a second, the correct way. So let me stop and take a second and explain what I'm talking about. So I have this fall quilt that's actually behind me, and that's made up of these two contrasting fabrics that are sewn together in a long strip. And to get the angle right, you sew the strip together and then cut that corner off. Well, all the corners make a little pile, and I'm looking at this going, like out before me, this is cool. This could be something neat. Never fails. You're making one quilt project and it makes another project for you out of it. So this is my project that I have created for myself out of doing the fall quilt. So the strips that piece together in the quilt get trimmed, and it creates these little two-tone triangles and it feels like there are a blue million of them. I think there's 64. I don't know. I guess I could do the math real quick. But anyway, so I have this big pile of little triangles, and I had the idea that I would put them together and make half square triangles out of them, but they make little squares. And I think it's so cute. And then the squares come together to make a little block. And I thought that was so cute. And because I have no idea what I'm gonna do with these, by the way. So I'm making work for myself with no real plan in the future. So, which is not really all that atypical for me. But I realized when I went to put the triangles together, so here's my triangles, all the seams are pressed the same direction. And if I go to sew them together into a half square triangle, I won't be able to nest the seams. And I like a good nested seam. So I had the idea, to make more work for myself, that I would press half of the triangle's seams the opposite direction, so that when I go to sew them together, it will nest nicely, and we will end up with this lovely, perfectly pressed and seamed quilt block on the back. I actually have taken a little bit of time before now and pressed my brown and blue seams the correct way. And now I'm on to the next pile. It's just kind of not really a time thing. Like, I don't have 5 minutes. I don't have anywhere to be. I'm not waiting on coffee to brew. I just happen to already have this out, and it seems like a great time to capitalize on that. I do often have my ironing board out, but this is the sort of thing that while I'm working on another project, I don't want to stop what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'd like to do right now? Press seams the exact opposite direction that they're already pressed. So, but if I'm already ironing for some other purpose, like for example, to get my shirt nice and crisp for my work day tomorrow, then a few extra minutes and a stack of triangles pressed the right way, is a winning combination for me. I was just actually talking to another pharmacist friend of mine who is also a quilter and knitter and crocheter, like me. We have a lot in common, actually. She was working on a quilt top, and she's like, I really need to press my blocks, but I don't want to get my iron out. I don't want to get my ironing board out. And I think we can all relate to that. If you don't have a dedicated spot and you have to get your ironing board and iron out, it's kind of like, it's much more tempting just to throw these little triangles in your scrap bin and worry about them later. But if I already have it out, which is kind of that reclaiming your time, like, well, I'm already doing this, it won't take that much longer, and then I'll have this done. And then the next time I sit down to actually work on the quilt top, I can chain piece these into half square triangles, and I will feel very accomplished. So not only progress on the fall quilt, but also progress on the project that I have created for myself that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. But I know I want those seams nested, because nested seams. I mean, what's not to like about that? All right, so I'm like 4 away from having this whole stack, and it has not been an unenjoyable process, probably because I'm talking to you while I'm doing it, which I really love. And I probably will just call it a day. I doubt I'll do the rest of those stacks just because I don't want to continue to stand here and do this. But I have gotten this done, and now I'm a little further along the path. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I do this a lot, actually. I will not iron, or press. But I'll just do, like, I'll cut all of the fabric for 3 colors. I won't do the thing you're supposed to do, which is cut everything. I'll just cut 3 colors. And sometimes it makes for lovely Instagram photos, because I have these nifty little stacks of things, and then those stacks get done, and then the next stacks next to them get done, and the next thing I know, I have a whole quilt top. So that's it for me. I just did that whole color. So now I have my browns done, and I have my funky orange and green print that I love so much, that almost looks like snake scales from a distance, which is not my favorite part. But anyway, that's all done. I'll do the red and orange and the green and yellow later. I'll move my iron back out of the way and get on with my day. Thanks for joining me today. I'm sure you have something that you can press and make a dent. This is the Catbird Quilts. I'm Kathy Martin. Thanks for watching.